Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to go over the negative traits necessary for each life path. So in each life path, there's negative traits that you actually need in order to be successful. And a lot of people hate to admit it. I've never seen a video made about this. This is probably my original, I guess you would say, thing that I'm coming up with right now to sort of make you guys understand that in life, balance is very much necessary. You have to have a little bit of good in you, but you also have to have a little bit of bad at times in order to actually succeed in life. And if you don't have any sort of negative traits, as they would say, then you're going to get run over in the world that we live in today. Each life path has its fair share of both pros and cons and what I like to call challenges or obstacles. And to overcome your life path's obstacles, a lot of the time you actually need almost more so negative traits, I'd argue, to be successful. What I haven't liked about what numerologists have put out is that they'll make it seem like, okay, when bad things happen, be an even nicer person. And it's a lot of cliche statements that don't actually help. And it's why numerology won't get to the main stage, because until it's taken more seriously like a science, then people aren't going to really take it like in that sort of a serious context. They're just going to say, well, yeah, this is like astrology. It's just horoscopes. It's just a bunch of stuff people are saying, but it doesn't mean much. So to get right into it today, guys, the first thing I want to cover with you is the negative traits for each life path. So I'm going to go over from 1 through 9. I'm going to go over the karmic debt numbers and the master numbers. This is going to take a while. So for life path 1, your life path is all about being the best at something and being a leader. It's really as simple as that. And I always put it that simplistic. Other people will say, oh, well, leading is to serve, and you have to be nice and all this other garbage. Like, yeah, you do. But look at the life path ones that are actually successful. I'm not even going to name them off. Just look at them, Google them, and you're going to see a very common denominator with the traits I'm about to say. The first one that you're going to need is narcissism. And a lot of people are going to say, what do you mean? Narcissism is a dark triad trait. It's very negative. It's very necessary, though. As a life path 1, you're going to be pushed to the limit all the time. People are going to test your resilience. Life is going to test your resolve. People are going to betray you. So you need to be somebody who's very narcissistic, meaning your mind has to be your best friend. If you're not your own best friend in your mind, your own greatest ally, then who will be? It's really as simple as that. You have to be that person to yourself. So in order to succeed as a life path 1, you have to be a bit narcissistic. I don't mean being narcissistic in the sense of being covetous and selfish and never giving to other people, but you have to be achievement-based narcissistic, meaning you have to have a sense of your achievements are what builds you in a sense. So you can obviously think like, oh yeah, I'm very confident and I'm going to be a very good person and that's what makes me confident. That's cool and it's cute as a kid, but you're going to have some sort of achievements to be a leader that you're meant to be as a life path 1. So the more accolades you can collect over the years, the more achievements you can have, is the more you're going to be respected, and then people are going to actually take you seriously as a leader. It's as simple as that. So you need to be a bit narcissistic, which leads you to being very competitive, which leads you to making very concise decisions quickly. Next is life path 2. So yes, I'm going to go over 2s as well. I'm separating them from 11s. Life path 2, if you're at life path 20, for instance, you need to develop a sense of, I wouldn't even say sociopathy, but I would say you guys have to find a better way to regulate your emotions. If you don't regulate your emotions, that's the number one thing that will be used against you. If you're a woman, men are going to gaslight you. If you're a man, other men are going to try to intimidate you. Women are going to try to demean you, cheat on you. And it just keeps going. I've done consults for everybody now, so I'm familiar with what people go through. If you're a life path 2, you're going to have to develop a sense of sociopathy to a certain extent, meaning you're going to have to look at your life and say, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, that sucked. But now I don't really care. So it can come down to what you call sociopathy or stoicism, right? But a lot of people describe people who are very stoic as sociopathic anyways, because it gives you a bit of an anti-social personality disorder, in a sense of, I don't need people, I can do for me, and that's what's going to solve your life path 2. 2 usually is second to everybody else. Oh, I'm second in command, I'm the co-pilot, I'm not driving, I'm the passenger. You need to go in your life as the driver's seat and start taking things over. So the only way to actually truthfully make that happen is to be the person that's saying, you know what, yeah, life sucks, yeah, I don't have any friends, and yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, somebody tried to abuse me, yeah, it's not going to happen anymore, it's done. When you become the predator instead of the prey, by developing certain sociopathic traits, you're going to find that you're actually a lot more successful. It's really as simple as that. Number 3s. Number 3 is an interesting one because it's not so much of like a negative trait, but it can be because it's very glazing. Threes, you guys need the ability to charm other people. What do I mean by that? 3, you guys are always very much attentive to your looks, your overall grandeur. You guys like to be the performative people. I get it, that's cool. But you need to put charm in your arsenal in order to be successful. So when you're around different sets of people, you're not socially awkward. You don't get stuck on your words, you don't hiccup, you don't mumble or just, what do you call it, stutter. You want to be that person that actually is very charming around people, so very complimentary. So read books on strategy like Art of War. I would say read Niccolo Machiavelli. I'd say read 48 Laws of Power. These are all like the books that you see on mainstream now, quote unquote, oh, you're a weapon because you read these. You would need to take them very seriously, meaning you actually have to take in the context of the examples they're given and then relate to your own life and where you could have improved in the past so you can weaponize yourself and do better in the future. It's as simple as that. Number 4. Number 4 is an interesting one because they're used to being the black sheep in their family. It's all about building, stability. 4 is oftentimes a rebel. They have a very good work ethic, but you guys need to get a bit of arrogance associated with what you do. And what I mean by that is like you need to have super confidence. You guys are workhorses. You guys will be the employee of the month and not get a raise because you're just too, oh, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm following the rules. That's cool, but that's why 8s have more of a reputation for money than you guys. Sorry, I just scratched my back. But that's literally why 8s have more of a reputation for money, because 8s actually don't even work as hard as you. Like, I don't work as hard as you guys. But the thing is that you guys don't believe you deserve it, right? So you got to have a bit of arrogance. Like, your self-image needs to be a bit more godly, a bit more king or queen-like, right? So you have to actually have that sense of, I deserve this. And that usually comes from what people will brandish as arrogance. So you need to be a bit arrogant in your life to actually get the things that you want, to say, I deserve it. You already have the work ethic for it. So why don't you have it? It's really as simple as that. Like I said, this is a very simplistic video. It's taking me a while just because I have to go through each life path, but it's all direct answers, guys. So I don't want to hear, oh, Shem, you only took 2 seconds on my life path. What happened? Like, get over it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm giving you guys exactly what you need as a negative trait to accomplish your life path. It's really that simple. Life path 5, discipline. This isn't even a negative trait. You guys just need discipline. I'm sorry. Like, you guys have too much vices. You guys are all over the place. You guys are the entertainers. We get it. You're adaptive. You're resilient. We get it. Be a bit more disciplined in your life. Like, that's the only thing. Is discipline a negative trait? It will be to you. The reason being it'll be negative to you is because you guys tend to like view discipline as, oh, I have to stay in on Friday, not go to the club. Oh, I shouldn't have sex as much. Oh, I shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Oh, I shouldn't drink. Duh. Like, if you want to accomplish your life path, it's about actually ignoring your 5 senses and dopamine. So you definitely have to have that discipline to ignore those things. With discipline as a 5, everything else is very much possible. You'll find your life is very easy the more disciplined you are. The more disciplined you are, the more freedom you're going to get. That's what you ultimately want anyways. Life path 6, ruthlessness. 6 needs to be more ruthless. And I mean that in the sense of 6s are the biggest pushovers at every single life path out there. 6s are like the people that are like, okay, well, how do I even put this? They're the type of people that will just put everybody first in any given situation. There's countless examples of it, but I'm trying to think of something very specific. Like, if they're supposed to meet somebody somewhere and the person is late, like, they'll just forgive them and wait. They don't care. Like, you know what I mean? If their family asks them to do something, they're going to do it and ignore their own errands to run. Like, they'll put other people before themselves. That makes them lose money. That makes them lose respect from other people and self-respect as well. They don't even realize it because they're not used to respecting themselves to that high level of a standard where it's like, I don't take that crap. I don't take that. They don't have that. You need to be ruthless in a sense of ruthless with your time. 6 is the governor of time. The reason 6s lose because you guys don't govern your time properly. You never hear this anywhere else. Think about 6 and you'll start realizing there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 666, you guys get it. So as a 6, the more ruthless you are with your time is the more successful you are going to be. I'll word it differently for you. I spend a little bit more time on the 6s because you guys are the nice guys, nice girls in this. So I'm actually going to give you guys some more time. As a 6, you need to be more ruthless with your time. That means the majority, 80 to 90% of your day should be things that are going to contribute to bettering you and nobody else. You guys will do things that are going to better your family, your pet, your friends, like random people on the road, maybe some charity, like enough of that. Like, you guys need to actually get stuff done for yourself so you don't end up being the person that's homeless. It's really that simple, guys. Put yourself first. Be more ruthless in a sense with your time, saying, how much time is this going to expend for me? Yeah, I can't do that right now. Screw off. Even if it's a family, if it's your mom, dad, whoever. Screw off. This is what I'm doing right now. I'll get you and I'm done. That's it. 7. 7 needs to stop being a victim. Like 7s are like the biggest sob story in the world. Like they're like, oh, I have no friends, I have no family, I'm righteous, and da da da. Okay, cool. I get it. Like 7s are very much lonely. They have the biggest anxiety, the most depression. They're very bad for drinking problems next to the 5, I guess I would say. 5s have vices, but they don't do it for depression. They mostly do it to be social. Whereas 7s actually are just sad. So 7 needs to stop being the victim and have the mindset more of a conqueror. So what's the negative trait that a 7 needs to have? I would, in a sense, say almost, it's the same as like as the number 2 in a sense. They have to have a sense of social or psychopathy. And I mean that in a sense of 7's lives aren't easy. Meaning you guys go through a lot of trauma in your life. It's one of the hardest life paths to have. Arguably, a lot of people don't know that. So as a 7, what you have to do is actually say, either I'm going to be predator or prey in this lifetime, but I got to develop certain psychopathic traits. What does that mean? Lack of empathy, lack of fear, lack of remorse, and a complete sense of I deserve more based off just who I am as a person. So you guys are already very intelligent, but usually your intelligence is actually destroyed or crushed by like your own inner turmoil. Meaning like 7s will be the smartest people that have anxiety about talking to people. They're like, oh, I'm antisocial, I just get anxiety. Or because they had a bad experience in the past. Or they're the type of people that are just overly depressed and they can't actually formulate their thoughts to then make good, concise ideas. You guys are the geniuses amongst us, right? So understanding that, you need to have a sense of psychopathy in a sense of saying, you know what? I got to be ruthless with myself. I got to be remorseless with myself and pitiless with myself. But if I'm doing that to myself, the world's getting that too. No more mercy, no more pity, no more remorse, all action, all attack with the mind. The moment you weaponize your mind and your mind doesn't control you, you guys have won. LifePath 8s, my favorite guys. So, what is it with 8s? Obviously, people say, oh, with 8s, you got to be very, you got to know how your karma works. And you guys need to treat your life more like a business. And what I mean by that is that your life should literally be business. This is more so a mental trait, but a piece of advice. The more I focus on business, is the more friends I get and the happier my life is. The more I used to focus on family and friends, is the less of them that were on to be around me. Because they were just pulling away, like, oh, you're a bitch, you're nothing. Like, who cares? Like, what the heck? Like, you don't even respect yourself. So at the end of the day, you need to actually formulate your thoughts to then create your life like a business. Why am I spending time with this person, this friend? How do we make money together? How do I make money with this person? How do I make money with this person? Your life's about money. As an 8, your life is about money. At the end of the day, we can call it karma, we can call it all this good and bad, but money is an energy, and that's what our life is about. If you have a very little amount of money, you're not doing good as an 8. It's that simple. If you have a lot of money, then you're doing good as an 8 to a certain extent, but if it's not in a moral way, then, you know. So that's where karma will catch you. So to take out the, I guess the comedy out of it is this. As an 8, you need to focus on making your life into a living business. Meaning every second of your life should be something to do with bettering your health or your wealth. 2 circles with the 8, right? So my form with the 8 is this. Every activity that I participate in has to benefit my health or wealth. If it doesn't do either one, then screw it. Even me drinking this coffee is because I want to do a video. I have coffees during videos so I can just spew out information and remember it fast, rapidly. Aside from that, I don't need coffee. So every single thing I do, from what I digest, to what I read, to what I watch, everything is to do with health or wealth. I don't consume anything else. People tell me about like Blueface and all this garbage, all these rappers, all this stupid. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. Because like all that matters to me is what I'm doing and what's happening in my life. How's crypto going? What's happening in Syria? What's happening in Lebanon? What's happening in Egypt? What's happening in Russia? How are these wars going? How can I benefit and make money from it? As an 8, that's what you got to think about. It's really that simple. If your life isn't like that, where it's just an active business, you're slacking as an 8, you're just going to get run over. Next one, LifePath 9. 9's another one where you guys tend to be victims too, man. Good 4x4. Whew. 9. You guys tend to be victims because your life is damn hard. And I agree with you. Your life is hard. You guys are forced to grow up very quickly. The idea that 9s are like the first reincarnation and you guys are the baby in the womb is garbage. I think you guys are very mature souls. I think you guys have already been here and you're right next to becoming a master number in your next reincarnation or completely leaving this realm and going to the 4th dimension. Let's start off with that. Next, as a 9, you guys are meant to be influential. You become influential when you develop charisma. So what does that mean? Look at like Pablo Escobar. He's a 9. Drug lord. He had swag. He had these little spliffs he's walking around with. He's always going to the police station telling them F off. He had all his statements about taking like sugar or lead, whatever he would say. Like he had a way of doing things that made him very memorable. That's why Netflix had to make a show about him, right? So as a 9, you have to be that person that's very memorable. You have to have a sense of charisma about you. You can read self-help books, but what I'd more so say is, who do you as a person, as a 9, meaning in your individual life, we all know people that were like, oh, that guy's rich, or that guy's confident, or that guy or that girl is very pretty, or she's very full of herself, or very arrogant. Cool. Look for the people that you describe as charismatic and emulate their behavior until it ingrains into you as being part of your character. I'll say it again. Emulate the charismatic people. Follow them. Mirror their behaviors, how they sit, how they talk, how they project themselves. Are their hands moving when they're projecting themselves, or they're still? There's a lot of different types of charisma out there. There's the charisma where there's some people are just monotone, but people just find them funny. They'll say the most wild things calmly, and it just blows up a room. And there's people like me that just like to yell, spew information, and go crazy. My hands are everywhere, and I have high energy, right? I'm not a 9, but I'm just saying, like, I just have high energy. So you can be that type of person too, where you can be that high energy person or that monotone person that says wild things calmly. That's how charisma works. So what I'd say is watch charismatic people, emulate their behavior, and see what suits you best, and influence the world from there. It's as simple as that, guys. You guys already know to be adaptive and all that stuff. You adapt by being charismatic. The more charismatic you are, is more people are going to listen to you, the more affluent you're going to be. Remember that. Next, 11s. You guys have charisma. So for 9s, if you guys are still watching the video, you didn't click off. Well, any 11s, watch them. They're the most charismatic people I know. 11s, develop emotional control, develop stoicism. Without that stoicism, you guys become serial killers, I noticed. All these serial killer shows I've been watching, these little documentaries, it's been 11s doing it. So you guys are pretty wild. What I'd say as 11s is, you develop stoicism, your life is easy. Easy. The more you develop stoicism, life is simple as F for you. The reason being is because you guys will over dramatize everything, and that's what goes into your charisma, right? You guys will say this cookie's delicious, and this is that, and then the next day the cookie's not that good, and you have a whole meltdown about it. I'm being a little bit excessive with that, but you guys know what I mean. As an 11, if you guys can control your emotions and weaponize and direct it towards a singular task, you're unstoppable to defeat. Everybody knows that. So you just have to develop stoicism. When negative things happen, stoicize it. Positive things happen, neutralize it. Don't ever get too excited or ever get too negative. Stay in the middle. Use the mind, not the heart. You guys are good. I'm going to go in order now. So I'm doing every master number back to back. So I'm doing 13 now. 13. If you're a life path 13 over 4, it's the same as 4. I'll be quite honest with you. But develop a sense of verbal eloquence to be better. The more like big words you guys know, trust me, thank me later, more big words you guys know, like eloquent and fancy words like that, gratuitous, things that people have to be like, oh, I have to Google what you meant by that. It's going to be much appreciated. You'll be viewed as more intelligent, more competent, and get you that job you want, get you that girl or guy you want. Trust me, it's going to charm people in a way that you'll be very surprised. But the more intelligent you guys appear, is the better you'll do in life overall, and less hard you have to work with that karmic debt. So definitely take on verbal eloquence, meaning have more words in your grammar. Simple as that. Life path 14. 14, you guys are so high energy. You guys are pretty money hungry. It scares me. I don't want to cross 14s in a sense of getting away with their money because they'll kill you. So for 14s, what I always say is this, is the number one trait you guys have to develop is the ability to be secretive. You guys talk too much. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to... Shut up. Develop being a very secretive person. Be all action as a 5 and stop talking. We're done. Like, 14, you don't need any more time from me. Stop talking. Once you stop talking and just do, people will see through people will see who you are when you communicate through action rather than when you communicate through talking. So when you actually do go to talk to people, when they see that, whoa, this guy has all these accolades behind him, or this girl has all these big accolades behind her, yeah, I respect what they have to say, listening very intently now. It's as simple as that. 16. 16 is an interesting one because it's like, it's overly romanticized. It's overly put as like the ego death. And like people are like, oh, I can't be egotistical if I'm a 16. Look at the tarot cards and all this garbage. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's going to crush your ego. At least it's going to try to. But what I'm going to tell you is going to be a complete flip. You want to develop a bigger ego than you had before. And the reason I'm saying that is you want to develop a sense of ego that's rooted in pride from hard work that you do and honest work and morality. The more you can develop a big ego off of you being you being an individual, not putting your ego onto other people, meaning like you externalize your ego because you're popular, because you have money, the more you can internalize the ego because you're a creation of God, is the more powerful you're going to be. When you do that, you're going to have a sense of Zen, which is going to then attract all material things to you very easily. Simple as that. That's what you call detachment. Detachment is not possible unless you're attached to something. People that are detached are attached to themselves or God. Evil people will say they'll attach to the devil. But no matter what, we're all attached to something. So when they say, oh, have detachment, they're telling you half the truth. You still have to be attached to something in order to be detached from everything else. Remember that. Next, karmic debt, 19. 19 gets like pushed around. These, like in you guys' life path, you guys get pushed around a bit, huh? You guys have these authority figures trying to slap you around, whether it be mom, dad, boss, whatever, government auditing you, screwing you over. I get it. As a 19, what you guys have to develop is a sense of being an authoritarian. You want to take authority over your life. The first thing you want to do is take authority over yourself. How you think, how you feel, how you talk, how you walk. The more authority you have over these things, you become a general over your own life. And then that then extends to everything else. Don't try to control anybody else but yourself. The 19 has a trap for you. I'm telling you how to beat the trap right now. Listen very carefully. Have authority over yourself. I'm passionate. That's why I'm hitting myself. I'm poking myself in the chest. Have authority over yourself. How you think, how you feel, how you talk, how you walk, the action. The more you can control that, you're unstoppable. Because what happens is you guys are already authoritarian in a sense of like, I want to control what my girls do, I want to control what my husband's doing, I want to control my kid, or I want to control my employees, or I want to control how the world works, I want to control politics. You can't control any of that. Who cares? Like, just control yourself. People will follow along because you're an ideal person to follow. You're a one. So you guys run things. You guys are the kings and queens of the planet. And people are going to follow you. The more you can do that, it's over. It's over. Like, that's all I have to say is it's over. Have authority over yourself and detach from authority over other people. It's over. You solve your karmic debt number. 22, you guys are the master builders. Get pragmatism. You guys are too damn nice. Like, everybody thinks 22s like these evil people a lot of times. Like, I meet people who go, 22s are pretty aggressive. Like, I rarely meet 22s that are aggressive. 22 is like two peace signs. These guys are like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever you say is right. You guys need to be pragmatic, meaning ruthless in a sense of, I'm using this person to get here. I'm working this job just so I can use it to fund my business. I'm not saying to be like utilitarian or Machiavellian to the point where it's evil, but it'd be better to be like that so you actually get things done in the material realm than be a complete nice pushover where you get nothing done. So I'd arguably say you definitely want to be the person that's very pragmatic, going up step by step and getting things done. The more pragmatic you are, more successful you're going to be. If you have questions about it, tell me your individual narrative and I'll answer it for free for you and how you can implement pragmatism in your life. But as 22s, I'm not leaving you guys behind, but it's really that simple. I don't mean to give you guys such a short answer, but you guys just Google pragmatism and implement it in your life. There's too many examples I can use. It's not going to apply to everybody. So with 22s, please, if you don't know what pragmatism means, Google it and then implement it. That's it. 33s, last but not least. You guys are charming, charismatic because you have the 3 and the 6. 33s tend to be pushovers though. I'd arguably say 33s a lot of the times are depressed. It's like an XXXTentacion. But you guys have a very deep spirituality that's definitely, it's up there. It's up there. And it arguably could be one of the last reincarnations as well with the 9. It's hard to distinguish which one is the last one. Some numerologists, you guys know who I'm talking about, are saying, no, 33 is the last, 33, but yeah, we don't know that. Anyways, so with 33, what you actually want to develop is a sense of self-assurance. 3 and 6 are 2 social numbers, meaning you guys get liberation off of people loving you, but you need to first love yourself. The more self-assurance you can have, people might view you as narcissistic, as arrogant, as conceited. When you hear those things, that's very good. That means that you're actually being the person you're meant to be and not the person they want you to be. So the more you can be that person that you are meant to be by having fulfillment within yourself and not needing social validation, is the more successful you're going to be as a 33, and the more you can then elevate that mass number energy and then bypass this realm, go to the 4th dimension and bypass time, then see the Akashic realms and can't see the rest on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. So if you guys have any questions for me, just leave in the comments section. That's it, guys. That's the negative traits you need to accomplish each life path. I'll be back tomorrow again. Peace.